turn it over to Mr. Scotty Hawk. He is an elite coach. He's number 4 in the entire organization, so out of 130,000 coaches. Scotty and I actually started coaching right about the exact same time, so I know him very well. We've kind of watched each other grow through this entire process. He has been in Success Club 10 for 30 months. He joined in April 2011. He's a 7-star diamond coach, 8-star qualifying. His wife, Gabby, is 1-star, and he's 1-star in his second business center. He used to work full-time. He was able to retire himself. He was able to pay off his mortgage. And he has just mastered, in my opinion, the art of time management, of juggling 4 children, a wife, and Beachbody, and at one point a full-time job. And he just does it so effortlessly. And so I'm excited to have him on the call tonight to talk about some tips and strategies that have worked for him. So welcome to the team.
All right. Hey. Hey, I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I got my volume all the way up. My phone. Okay. It's quiet. Yeah, let's see if I can get a little bit louder. Okay. I think this is as good as we're gonna get it. Okay. I'll talk loud. I'm a really quiet person. For those of you that have never met me in person, I am quiet. So if it's muffled, I gotta talk really loud. Anyhow, yes, very busy, always have been. Even now, getting even busier, as I'm sure Melanie knows, and those of you that are growing your business know, life is busy. And one thing to add on top of that, we play in a band as well, and we record every Thursday night for 4 to 5 hours, and we play shows on the weekends, including, last week I played on a Wednesday night. I flew out to California Thursday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning for a personal development seminar. I just got home last night at 5 o'clock, and I came up an hour and a half north to our cabin to be here for the install of our internet up here. So we're always on the move. I got a couple of my kids with me, a brother-in-law. So managing time is a huge part of our business. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you guys, just so you can write down a little note of what we're going to talk about. I'll start with my story, but we're going to talk about today just a few tips about success. One of them, just some top tips of success from my point of view, from what I've seen, as well as tips for time management for those of you that are busy working a job, as well as some general leadership tips. So we're going to hit on those 3 subjects, and it's kind of crazy because any one of those 3 subjects, I literally could talk for 2 to 3 hours on those topics. So we will do the best that we can to give you the most value and the most information that you can take away today and apply it to your life. But the most important thing is to realize what you're feeling in the moment, and then act on that immediately. Because one of my favorite things that I tell my coaches is it's good to know what to do, but it's more important to do what you know. So as Melanie shares things with you, as Shay, I heard Shay shared with you guys last night, and I'm going to share with you guys tonight. And we heard, we hear coaches on the weekly call, on the national weekly call every week that tell us tips. You guys have people pouring information at you. So, like I said, it's important to know what to do, but it's more important to do what you know. So remember that every single day when you wake up, that it's important to do what you know you're supposed to do. So I'm going to start out with my story. First and foremost, I'll kind of, your story could be an hour, but we're going to talk about just a couple things that define the person that I am today. Hit on just a couple things. I grew up my life. I have great parents. I hear a lot of people that had distressed parents, a distressed childhood. I didn't have that. I had great parents. My dad, he took all of his vacation time to take me to my ball games, to take me to the different events that I had, in Boy Scouts, in playing baseball. I played in the Little League World Series when I was 13 years old. I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player. And I'm leading into the baseball one because I'm going to share a few things about me where I had setbacks in my life, but because of what I thought about myself, I let them hold me back in my life, or not really hold me back, but I let them determine what I thought about myself. So I always thought I was going to be a professional baseball player. You guys got this is my picture here. I'm I'm a fairly good looking guy, but as I was growing up, I had crooked glasses, big ones, and I had headgear because my teeth were more crooked than you can imagine. And thanks to my parents, they got me braces. I had the headgear, the whole shebang that goes around the back of your head, comes around like a football face guard and everything. So I had to go to school like that. So, I didn't talk about it much, but it affected my self-esteem, what I thought about myself, my glasses, my headgear. But I always wanted to give 100% to everything that I did. And I learned that from my grandpa and from my dad. One of the things that they taught me is if you're going to do something, do it right the first time. There's no use in doing something if you know you're going to have to do it again. So I've taken that advice my whole life, applying it to my Team Beachbody business now. Like when I started, I had that mentality. Like if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right the first time. There's no need to waste 1 year messing around trying to do my own thing. I'm going to do it right. So I've always had that mindset. And going back to playing baseball, I gave everything I had. I practiced hours upon hours, and my dad spent time with me in the evenings. Kneeling down in the backyard as my catcher, as I would practice pitching to him. I got to play in the Little League World Series in 1994, and then going on, into junior high, high school. I just played in those leagues that weren't related to the school district, and I decided to play high school baseball. I was extremely good, and I said, I'm going to play baseball. I went to tryouts, but I didn't just go to tryouts. They had like the gym open all winter before tryouts even started. I was in the gym every morning, 2 hours before school, throwing baseball and practicing the skills with a few others. There was maybe only 10 people there in the whole school that would practice. I practiced all through. I went through tryouts. I nailed everything. I fielded the ball good. I pitched good. I hit good. And they put up the roster, like you see in movies. They put it on the wall. This is who made the team. So I was on the team. My first year trying out. I go into the locker room with the rest of the players. I'm sitting there. They're doing the little hoorah thing, getting excited, and they're handing out jerseys. And this guy did not get a jersey. And I was like kind of confused. I'm this kind of nerdy kid that tries my hardest, and all these other kids are the popular kids. They were the jocks, the popular kids, and so I walk into the coach's office. I'm like, hey, I didn't get my jersey. They didn't call my name out. And he just had this weird look on his face, and he just kind of sat back. And it turns out that something happened. There was a misprint, and I wasn't on the team. So, like, I talk about this one a little bit more than other ones because I kind of let that define me. Like that if no matter how much work I put into something, I would fail. That's not the truth, but that's the mindset that I took. So I completely gave up on my dream of becoming a professional baseball player. And I, from there, would do anything that I could to fit in, which next was skateboarding and then snowboarding. I excelled in all of them, including playing the guitar. And I went through and did those things, just to fit in. And I would give everything I had so that I could be accepted into a crowd, into a group of people. So that's kind of how I lived my life. And I wasn't very open, and I didn't communicate well with my parents. I was just, the happy kid at home. Anything that bothered me, I just held it inside, really. So living my life, I kind of lived like that, and going through, I'm like trying to figure out how to tell my story short because I dug into this. But one thing leads to another. I ended up, in my early 20s, falling into a crowd that was not a good crowd. I became a very heavy drinker, where a 30 pack of Keystone Light was our daily. Between my roommate and I, that was our daily dinner. So we did that, and doing that led into other drugs. We smoked a lot of pot, and eventually it led into using cocaine, and I became addicted to cocaine. And I never shared this except with anybody except for a call I did just recently with Barbie Decker's team. But I got very heavy into doing that as a social thing to fit in. I was I became popular. I was the one that was was a part of that with everybody. I played in a hardcore screamo band in Salt Lake City, and I thought I was living the great life, the rock star life. And there came a point when I was in passing of money and drugs where I had a gun put to my head in Salt Lake City. And I'll tell you, I don't swear much, but that scared the shit out of me. And I'm glad it happened because that moment when I got home and sobered up, I decided that it was like a light switch where I decided I was never going to do anything like that again. That I was kind of like, wow, what are you doing to fit in? So I left that lifestyle luckily. And I say luckily because I have a sister that's been involved in drugs for 10 years and she's in jail right now for drugs and burglary. For possibly up 10 to 20 years. So I say luckily because I had that happen to me where I was able to snap out of that. But I always did these things to fit in. And the same thing happened as I went into my jobs and my careers where I gave everything I had, but never, I felt like I was overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. And I know there's a lot of you on here that work that probably feel that exact same way. And I found Beachbody 2010. A neighbor from our church. I was not. I didn't go to our church. I was not an active member of our church. So they sent out the people doing, I guess, missionary work. Came and talked to me. He happened to go through a transformation at home. He said I could do P90X at home. He's not a Beachbody coach, by the way. But I was just inspired by what he did, and I got a burnt copy of P90X from him, and I started my journey. And in 90 days, it completely changed my outlook on my life. I lost close to 40 pounds in 90 days with P90X. I got abs, which I never had before, and I felt really good because people were asking me what I was doing. I said that I inspired them to start working out, and that was like finally the moment where I found that there was something that I could do to be accepted, but that would add value to people. There was something worth doing, like that I could put my heart and energy into something like I did with playing in the band, with skateboarding, with playing baseball. Something that I could do that could add value to other people, but that made me feel fulfilled and accepted by other people. And I want to lead into this part of the story, which I told you this part of the story, is because you have to really, in this business, yes, we talk about success clubs, rank advancements, income, but you have to find your purpose and your reason and find what success means to you in your everyday activity. And when you feel happy, joyous, excited about the things that you do every single day, that's when you find success. And I'll talk about that a little toward as I close this, as I give you guys a action plan to take away from today. We'll talk a little bit about doing that. But every single day that I would get on my Facebook, I mean, I couldn't wait to get on there and see what people were saying about their workout. But I felt extremely fulfilled. I hated my job. I worked every day, just so you guys have a brief thing. I worked 5 in the morning to 5. And that means I got up at 3:30 to do my P90X workout, showered in like 2 minutes, and I ran to work, and I got home at 5 o'clock. And the thing about that is that my wife went to work at 3 o'clock, and she went to work and got home at 11 o'clock. So we didn't see each other, and the kids there was a 2-hour block when I was at work getting home, and she had just barely gone to work, and our kids were at a daycare. So I knew life wasn't supposed to be that way, but I didn't. I fell into that trap every single day, working my butt off. And over the course of 6 years, I earned $6 worth of raises. So I went from $9 an hour to $16 an hour in my job. But still, I was stuck working 5 to 5, and I worked Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 11 o'clock. And my wife was at work, and I only saw her on the weekends. So I tell that story because part of my story is like I know that I have to be present in my children's lives, and As I started P90X, I felt great. I started helping people. Lindsay Matway, my coach, she told me, you'd make a great coach, Scotty. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And she followed up maybe 3 or 4 times. And it took me 8 months to become a coach, even after I had a transformation. But I wanted to see what it was all about. I wanted to help people and see if it was something that I could continue doing and be passionate about. And then 8 months later, I became a coach. And I asked Lindsay, what do I have to do to become successful like you? And she told me hit Success Club 10. And as Melanie shared, I've done that for 30 months straight now. And really, the thing that triggered me to join as a coach after 8 months, people ask, like, what made the difference? It was I saw her go on a cruise, a Success Club cruise, and also on some, like, reward Success Club point trip to Cabo. And I was like, what the freak? I'm sitting here in my cubicle with a transformation, helping people just like you, but I'm stuck here and you're living the life that I wish I could live. And at that moment, I quit making excuses for myself, and I said, enough is enough. I'm going to do this. So that's what triggered me to do this. And at the same time, that was 19 days after my third daughter was born. My wife was home from work, and we were short on money. So I bought and sold stuff on Craigslist so that I could pay my $40 sign up and my Shakeology. And it took me about 2 weeks to find that money and earn that money selling things on the side, but I didn't. I didn't have internet in my home because we couldn't afford it. So I did my coach training at my neighbor's house. I signed up at my neighbor's house. And I did everything in the beginning of my business at my neighbor's house until I earned enough money to get internet for our home. And, here we are now, 30 months later. Last June, my wife left her job last April. I left my job a year ago in June. So we've been full-time coaches now for over a year and a half. And, my original goal in this business was to make $10,000 in a year. I wanted $10,000 so that I could bring my wife home from work. And Lindsay told me, your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you can change. And so I decided that there's hundreds of thousands of people that need help. I decided I was going to change people's lives. And Shay's saying, like, OMG, that's so funny, 10,000. But I want to make sure to plant, as a leader, I want to plant a vision in your guys' lives. That income, that goal of $10,000 a year that I set. And I'm humble, so I don't share this very much, and I don't really want you guys to share this outside of this call. But we make well over that every single week now. And it's because we focus on living our life to the fullest every single day, being committed, disciplined in our purpose, whether as a father, as a husband, as a Beachbody coach, and doing that consistently every single day, and helping other people realize their full potential. That is now an income that we can make weekly, which is far beyond what we even need, but it gives us more opportunity to help more people. So, with my story, that's my story. I'm sorry that went a little bit long, but I wanted you guys to know that I haven't always been a successful person. I've been somebody that was a failure, that gave everything I always had and then failed at things over and over and over and over again. I'll tell you, even right now as a coach, I fail so many times every single day. I fell. I wake up and I fell. And one of the things we're going to first talk about, and I'll hit on these real quick because I'll tell you guys now, I'm going to go all the way to the end of the hour. So we'll hit these things 10 minutes apiece. Top tips for success. You got to have passion. You got to be disciplined, and you have to be consistent. I want you guys to look at this. If you guys have goals and dreams of making this a business where it creates freedom for you, whatever freedom for you is, freedom of time, freedom to give money to charity or to retire your parents or whatever it is. You all have your own visions, your own dreams, and everybody should have their own. Nobody should be the same as anybody else. You should have that. And you should see that every single day. You should envision that. But you have got to wake up passionate every single day. You got to be disciplined and you got to be consistent. I'm going to be honest with you guys right here. One of my good friends, he's a coach, and he's brand new. He's been in success for 5 months. We used to joke when I was in my old job. We would always text each other and be like, "Are you fussy today?" And I'm like, yeah, fussy as always. So like I wake up fussy. Like I'm really quite a fussy guy. I have to take a nap or I'm in a bad mood. So with that being said, to create passion, you have to get excited about life. You have to be in a good mood. You have to get yourself mentally at where you want to be. And one of the things I like to share is like, some people say, well, I'm not passionate or I'm not disciplined. That's bull crap because that's not genetics. It's just like someone said, like I nap every single day at 3 o'clock because someone that naps, I learned this seminar I went to, someone that naps is 30% more productive in their life. And so I take a nap every day. And if someone says, well, I can't do that, I'm not a napper. Well, let me tell you what, you have to condition yourself to be a napper. And I'm not telling you guys to go take a nap because I know you guys are trying to get out there and work. But what I'm saying is, like, if you don't feel you're passionate or you don't feel you're disciplined or you don't feel you're a consistent person, you have to decide today, I'm going to condition myself to be passionate. And I'll tell you what, like every single day, like right, there's one small switch that I made this year to be in the top 5 at number 4, and it's the fact that I conditioned myself to be extremely excited about life every single day. I work about 2 hours less this year than I did every day, less than I did my first year. 2 hours less, and we've times 12 in the past year. Our business actually times 6. Our business has grown 6 times 6 in the last year, and I work 2 hours less. But it's because we've conditioned ourselves on a couple of things that I want to talk about today. And it's conditioned ourselves on being passionate. So if you're not disciplined in your daily activities, or you're not disciplined in being consistent with your workouts, or being consistent in your daily to-do list of the 10 things you're supposed to do every single day, you have to discipline yourself to get there. You have to condition yourself to get there. And I'll tell you what I do to condition myself to be excited. This call right here, I listen to 10 minutes of Tony Robbins at 30 minutes to the hour. After that, I did 10 minutes of exercise. And then after that, I did 10 minutes of just sitting here in pure quiet, thinking about the things that I could say that might help somebody on this call, and showing gratitude for what it is. So that was me conditioning myself and literally in my mind raising my passion level through pure mind power to be able to share with you guys with passion and know what to say to you guys to help you guys be where you're at. So I have to do that every single day before I get on a call, before I do my to-do list. When I get up first thing in the morning, drink my Shakeology. I read, right now I read 1 hour of personal development. Then I do my Body Beast workout while listening to Tony Robbins or John C. Maxwell. So I'm getting in a lot of personal development. And then you guys see me post, like, if you haven't seen them, I post like 2 to 3 videos a week. And everybody's like, oh, how do you get so passionate or have all these great leadership ideas to share all the time? I don't know what to share if I were to make a video. All I do is I work out and I listen to personal development, and then I share what I learned and relate it to Beachbody. So I condition myself to do that as one of my daily activities. And that right there, out of customers or coaches that I sponsor right now in my business, that comes from me posting videos every single day. That attracts people in that want to become better in their life. So I'm doing those things. I'm conditioning myself to do those things every single day. And one of the things I have to share about passion and discipline is that you have to get excited about life. You have to get excited. One of the things that I learned this past weekend is conditioning on a certain topic, or even in this business, conditioning yourself in this business to be passionate and disciplined in the daily activities will outbeat anybody's natural ability any day of the week. Anybody's natural ability. You can look at any coach out there that's doing better than you in the business or further than you in the business. Conditioning and being passionate and disciplined in the 3 vital behaviors, and in just being a joyous, passionate, excited person about life, and doing that over the long run will beat out anybody's natural ability. So I want you guys to know that. And I shared something today. I was going to share it at the end of the call. I'm going to share it right now because it's so important, I believe. I'm going to share it now and at the end of the video. I right now sometimes, I could run around like a chicken with my head cut off, worrying about everything. Full time dad. I have four kids. I'm also a son. I got parents. I got a sister in jail that needs me to come visit her. I got another sister that's going through troubles. I'm a full time in a band. We play shows once or twice a week. We're in the studio once a week. Four children, a wife. I'm a fitness coach. I'm running two challenge groups a week, and we have 5,200 coaches on our team who look up to me for advice and inspiration. So I could feel stressed and overwhelmed every single day. I condition myself to feel joy and be happy in every single moment and realize that as long as I give the best in my areas that I'm focused on and my purpose in my life, which is a father, a husband, a Beachbody coach, if I focus in those areas and find joy in every single moment that I do those, it doesn't matter how much I get done as long as I do my list, my top priorities, the three vital behaviors, there they are, and I do it excited about life every single day. And one of the things that I see so many people do, and don't feel offended if this is you, because I'm here to tell you that you can change a few words, a few things in your mind to help you change it. I see so many people saying, "Oh, I can't get people in my challenge group," or "Oh, I'm getting a money, objection, or I'm trying so hard trying to make my business work." You get what you focus on. If you focus on that, you're going to continue to get more of that. Instead of trying to make your business work, you need to switch it to making your life your business and finding success and joy in the daily things that you do. Financial success, freedom, the goals, everything will follow. So I'm going to share at the end of this a little takeaway off of that. We're going to hit on that again. But I want you guys to really, really define your purpose and live that every single day. With a to-do list, of course, and we're going to do to-do lists right now because we're moving on to the next part. But I have to hit on that passion, discipline, and consistency every single day because you have to have the passion and bring the joy every single day, and then be disciplined and consistent in doing that every single day. Remember, if you're not a disciplined and consistent person, you've got to condition yourself to do that. But the thing I want to lead into with that is, okay, you got this passion, you're disciplined, you're consistent. Now it's like a lot of you guys I've heard work full time jobs. So I want you guys to quit making excuses for why you can't do this business. If you have a full time job and you're stressed out and you're underpaid and you don't see your family enough, that's all the more reason to give every ounce of strength and heart you have into this business. Because if not, look at the history of people around you, parents, aunts, uncles, that are where you're at. They're still there 20, 30 years later. So if you think it's hard now, imagine doing that for 30 years right now. And then I want you to think about maybe putting 2 to 3 hours into your business, sacrificing some things, whether it's TV time or a little bit of sleep, and doing that for 3 years to create complete freedom of time, where you get to choose what you do. And you can say, "Ciao, boss, I'm on my own now. I determine my time. I determine my freedom. I get to bless people's lives because I spent 3 years committed to my dream and my purpose." So I want to give you guys some solid tips though on how to do that. Solid tips on time management because I I work. I told you guys 5 to 5, and I work Saturdays, and I also go to church and I teach a class at church. Saturday nights I got to be preparing for a lesson at church to teach people. So I'm very busy, and so there's no excuses. Being busy, being too busy is just an excuse. So we're going to talk about this a little bit on how you can do it, and I'll write out a little chart, and it's not my original idea. It's actually something from Brendan Richard that I learned a year ago, mixed with a little bit of some Craig Holiday that I learned 2 years ago when I became a coach. But we got to talk about this because I know it can help change your life, help you be more organized, and help you be efficient in doing the vital behaviors and not getting sucked into what we like to call browser blackout. Okay? Anybody have a good idea what browser blackout means? It's when you click on the little links and watch YouTube videos forever. It's when you look at your notifications all the time. You get sucked into to other people's crap, I guess you could say. So I want to help you guys avoid browser blackout because if you can build this business. I built this business with 2 hours a day for the first 8-9 months to a solid income to where I could then give a little bit more time to it, knowing that I could leave my job shortly thereafter. We were able to double our income in 14 months and leave my full-time job. So what I want to share with you guys, one thing is do not check your inbox or your Facebook messages or your notifications in the first half hour of your day. If you do that, you'll lose your productivity by 30% because you're going to get, here's what an inbox notifications or a Facebook inbox, this is the definition of that. It's an organized system of dealing with other people's crap. So it's an organized system of dealing with other people's problems. And if you do that, you get sucked into that and you don't do your to-do list. You end up solving other people's problems instead of taking steps towards achieving your goal. And you can do that for a year. So I want to make sure that you guys are clear on that. That's what an inbox is. That's what a Facebook message system is. That's what a notification is. So understand that that's an organized system of dealing with other people's problems. So where I want to go with that is, and one thing on top of that is never, let's say you have 2 hours to work. You sit down to work. You're like, okay, what should I do? Don't ever open your inbox wondering what to do today. Biggest problem, biggest fail you'll ever make in this business. So moving on from there, I'll draw this out for Melanie if she needs it as well, that she can share with you guys later, so you guys can clearly see it. But you need to draw a box on a sheet of paper, and there's going to be 3 boxes across the top, and then there's going to be 3 rows, a big box with 3 rows. The first row has 3 boxes, the second row has 2 boxes, and the bottom row has 1 big box. The top box is listed with major projects that'll help you move forward in your business. The second row, all 3 of those, 1, 2, and 3. 3 major projects that you need to do to move your business forward. Second row, in the 2 boxes, and I'll draw this out for her, who to reach out today. Who to reach out to today is the first one. The second one is who am I waiting to hear back from? So who am I waiting to hear back from would be, let's say you sent a Shakeology video to somebody, or you sent a link to somebody about challenge groups, or you invited someone to a fit club, or invited someone to try Shakeology, and you see the follow-up. That's that box. So who to reach out to today is one box. People you're waiting to hear back from is the other box. The bottom box are your priorities for the day. That's your list. You guys, if you haven't seen it yet, or Melanie might have it, or they can talk about Coach Basics, you have a daily to-do list. That's where I have my daily to-do list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all through there. So what you want to do, the major projects at the top are 3 things that you need to make sure that you get done that work. So if you blog or if you make YouTube videos, that's where you put that. Like for me, for example, I make 3 videos. So 3 major projects to move my business forward would be making my 3 videos that week. Or it would be creating my Coach Basics group, or creating my next challenge group. Those are the projects that need to be done that week. In the next one, people reach out, that's my follow-up list. Okay. There's the people to reach out to, and there's the who am I waiting to hear back from. People to reach out to today, those are my new contacts. Those are my new exposures or my new invites, adding people to my network. So those I do first. Next is who am I waiting to hear back from? That's my follow-up list where I go through and follow up with people that I sent things to, and I check that there. And I'll draw this out for you guys, so don't feel afraid if you're confused trying to make some art from I'm not the best at explaining things, so you probably have some triangle with like rainbows and stars in it right now, because I'm not good at explaining things. But I'll give this to Melanie so you can see it. So that's where I have that, and then my to-do list is the next thing I have to do. Those are 10 things that I have to do every single day in my business. So I go through that. Number 10 is my inbox. Just like Melanie says, open my messages last. So that's the last thing on my list. So I work from that every single day. And it's one of those things like if you're used to instantly answering messages, that's okay, but you need to set a standard for yourself and let your customers and coaches know that you check in to your email or messages once or twice a day and let them know that. Let them know, hey, I'll always make sure to get back with you within 24 hours. So I have that standard with my customers and coaches. They know if they write me, a lot of times people get sucked in, even us as coaches, we get sucked in like gerbils trying to suck water out of one of those little water things. We're just there all day like trying to get water all day, like waiting for that inbox, hitting refresh, refresh. You should never have to get refreshed. You do those things, you do one thing at a time. And I have a video as well, Melanie, if you want to use it. It's called a sneak peek of my office where it shows me going through my daily list. So you guys can watch that. I'll draw this diagram and give it to Melanie, but you guys need to, if you want to manage your time and be in control of your time and have that, you need to create a schedule and a list, a time block that you work from, and then a list. Having 4 kids, a wife, and over 5,000 coaches on our team and challengers and new contacts, I could work this business 24 hours a day. But I do my list and I shut off. When my time's done, I shut off. Phone turns off. I don't answer texts. I don't answer phone calls. And I'm 100% focused on my family at that time. So you need to create that for yourself because I'll tell you what, you're going to become successful if you do these things. You're going to create this freedom, but if you can't control your time, you'll never be free. So as you're building this business with a full-time job, when you do this, it's going to make you more effective. You're going to get your 3 vital behaviors done. You're not going to be distracted by notifications, by everything like that. And there you go. From there, you'll be able to hit all your things that you need to do. And then when you're done with that, if you have time, you can help other people solve their problems. So know that you can do it and know that that's going to be a huge thing, not just to help you manage it right now while you're full time, but so that you can create true freedom. Freedom where, like, I just got back from California. I took one of my diamond coaches out to a high performance seminar. We met some amazing people, but I shut down for five complete days. I'll tell you what, I was excited to come back and get back into my schedule, but 5 days off to spend time with my coach and to take in and learn from these people. So just know that you have to do that. And if you do that, you have control of your time in the future. Just like I'm here, I scheduled this time with Melanie, so I'm on this call with you guys. I was excited about that. But after this, I'm shut off until Thursday morning. But when Thursday morning comes, I'm going to kick ass with my list and with my little block of time and schedule. So you can do this working a full-time job. We did it. You just have to want it bad enough. You have to be clear enough on your vision and your goals. And you're disciplined enough to do that activity. And just know that you're not going to make money in the beginning. So you have to focus on helping people, feeling a sense of joy, fulfillment in the daily activity of personal development through your workout and adding value to people every single day. So tips for time management. There you go. Now my favorite topic is leadership with 9 minutes left. So that's kind of hard to do, but I will do my best to share with you guys my best leadership tips. I mean, pretty much anything that I share on my YouTube videos, 2-3 times a week is leadership. Okay, thank you, Melody. Leadership is my favorite thing, and I was never a leader before, so I had to condition myself to be a leader. And here's what I have to say to you guys. And I tell my coaches this, I'm very strict with them on this. And I'll tell you guys this, I don't get mad, but I get pissed off when a coach signs another coach and then half-asses their job and just does it for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then they take 2 weeks off because life gets hard, and then they come back, or maybe they're gone for a month and they come back a month later. Live your life. If you're going to be a leader, you have to live a life of integrity, and you do what you say you're going to do. When you sign somebody up, that person looks up to you. You're not going to build a business for them, but you need to be the example for them of what to do to be successful. And if you leave for 2 weeks and come back 2 weeks later, if you kick ass for a month and then leave for a month and then come back and kick ass for a month, first of all, you'll never build a business. But then if you do that, your coaches have no idea what to do. So you have to if you want to be a leader, you have to look at your daily activity. You have to look at your daily activity, and at the end of the day, you need to rate yourself from a 1 to 10. 10 being awesome, 1 being I didn't do so well today. And you have to realize that look at your whole team, your whole downline, not just your personally sponsored coaches, but everybody on your team, and just honestly take 15 minutes every single night, no matter what, whether you're a new coach or a leader, and look at what you did. Give thanks for everything that you have. Show gratitude for your life. But then look and say, if my downline coaches did what I did today, will my business move forward? If it didn't, then fix it. You do better the next day. But if you do that over and over and over, and you're like, oh man, I sucked today, your business is gonna suck. I'm gonna be honest with you in that aspect. So be consistent in your daily activities. Bring the joy, bring the passion. Do the vital behaviors. Be your own very best customer. Do more personal development than it says. And my favorite thing about personal development is, so many people, I have coaches, I even have leaders on my team that struggle, and they're like, Scotty, I'm having trouble with hitting. My coaches aren't doing anything. I post in the groups every single day, or I'm having trouble hitting. Maybe I'm a diamond or I'm a star diamond, and I'm having a hard time hitting success. So first of all, you're focusing on that, so you're going to continue to get that. But they're saying these things like, I'm struggling doing all these things. My challengers aren't interacting. My coaches aren't doing anything. I'm doing everything I do in my list. Are you doing your list just to do your list? Are you doing it with passion and excited about your purpose and why you're doing your list, first of all? And then second of all, when you're talking about that list and those activities that you're doing every single day, I think one of the most important things to think about is, maybe it's not them that has a problem, they're brand new. Maybe it's you. Maybe there's something you need to work on, maybe something you need to change just a little bit. And a lot of times it's not something technical. It's going to be in your mind, which is why we talk so fiercely about personal development. And I've had coaches that struggle with that. They're like, Scotty, I do this full time. I'm doing 4 hours a day. I'm doing like 15 minutes of personal development. I'm posting in my groups. I'm inviting people. No one's doing anything. And the small switch that I have them do? How about you do 3 hours of personal development, becoming a better person, and then 1 hour of doing that power to do list? I guarantee you that as you become a better person and you increase your belief in yourself, as you become better, the people around you will become the people around you will become better. And Melanie, she's a teacher. Like, I'm not a teacher. I'm horrible at teaching things, but I'm very passionate about just sharing things that I learned. I'm not very organized in that fact. That's why I have to have that list to check it off. But we do so much personal development and work on people improving their lives. When you improve your life, people around you want to become better. Coaches, people like, what kind of technique do you have? What kind of groups do you have to help people become diamond? Tell me the secrets. And I don't have, I just started a group to help people become diamond, and I don't even know what we're doing. Every single day, I just post in there and share stuff about personal development, focusing on their vision, their dream, their purpose. So I'm a preacher. But one thing that I've noticed is that the more that I become better with my personal development, my business increases. People around me do more because they do more personal development and they want to become better, just like we're becoming better in our life. And it attracts people into our lives, future challengers, future coaches that want to become better. In the beginning of my business, it was like, yeah, you can get abs, do this challenge group, P90X, kick squat. We don't even talk about the workouts. I get people that come to me and be like, I see you with your kids. I want to be a better father. I want to live happy. I want to have more freedom, more time. Tell me what to do and I will do it. And that comes from us becoming better in personal development. So to be a great leader, you really have to become a better person. As you become a better person, the people around you can become better. And so just remember that with the personal development. Do not short yourself. Do not think that the 3 vital behaviors, you can skip out on any of them, because you cannot skip out on any of them. It's like a 3-legged stool. If you leave one of them, you're going to fall. You're going to tip over. There'll be no balance in your life. So remember, every single day, be your own very best customer. Don't make excuses for me. My upline coach this, my upline coach that. I get people all the time from other teams. I'm sure Melanie does as well. I'd be successful. Can I switch? Can I quit and join your team? Can I, if I had Lindsay for a coach, number one coach, I'd be successful like you. That is so false. You can look at Lindsay's or Melanie's or my inspiration, not be on our team, follow that lead, and become successful in this business when you decide to become successful. You have to be your own very best customer. And I tell my coaches, you have to build this business as if I'm not here. You have to build this business as if Lindsay is not here. Just know that we're here to help you, but you have to have the mentality because no one's going to build this business for you. You have to do it. Just feel lucky that you have somebody to help you, pick you up when you're down, like personally reach out to you when you're down, but you have to build this business on your own. So take that mentality, own it, be your own very best customer, and if you ever feel like your upline coach or your sponsor coach doesn't give you enough support, which I know our team, at least in Melanie's team, you guys, my team is a lie because we're here to help whoever wants to become successful. But if you take that mentality and be like, and just totally just be like, think of the best coach, the best Beachbody coach that you could ever imagine, and condition yourself to become that coach, you will be successful. You will be the most successful coach ever. So, take that, and you guys heard me briefly mention be the very best coach, the very best customer that you ever can. One thing that I tell my coaches, and I'm very strict with this nowadays, I tell them, you have to build this business. It's yours. I'm here to help you. You come to me when you need help. Here's my challenge group start date. I'm in my group every single day. We're leading team calls every single day. You have to show up. I'm showing up. You show up, and I'll guide you in that aspect. But I tell them you have to be the very best coach. And once you sign your very first customer, your very first coach, and you're half emerald, you better pick up the pace because someone counts on you to lead them. Don't ever let them down. And I hear coaches say, "Oh, I'm going to quit. I'm not going as I thought." That's bullcrap because somebody signed up because you inspired them to do this. So you better never, you're building this for you, but you better never let that person down. You better chase your dreams and your goals like no other because you know that people are following after you, and do not let them down. Do not let somebody down. You decide that now that I'm doing this no matter what. People are going to quit. People are going to tell you no. People are going to make fun of you and say, "Oh, how's that Beachbody thing going?" Sarcastic. But you decide where you're going and you go there. You don't have to know the steps to get there. That's not important. What's important is that you know where you're going and that you believe that you're going to go there. And that's called creating a vision. You've got your upline coach. You've got Melanie. You've got me. You've got Lindsay to inspire you. We've shown you what's there. We're sitting on a lake with a beautiful sunset right now. We've shown you what's possible with this business. So create the own vision for what your perfect life looks like. What successful looks like to you every single day. When you become clear in that purpose and that vision, and I'm going to have you guys do this activity right now. I'm going to end this out here in just like 5 minutes, but I want you guys to write a few things down. I have a challenge for you guys, and it's up to you. Are you going to take the challenge and do it, or are you not going to do it? And my challenge to you is to fully write out in detail what your most successful day would look like from now. Picture 5 years from now. The most successful life you could ever imagine. From the moment that you woke up, how you slept, how many hours you slept, how you woke up, what you woke up to, what was the view like. Every single thing you did from the moment you woke up to your daily interaction with people around you, interaction with your children, your spouse, your co-workers, your clients. And at that point, success for you is becoming a full-time coach. Then it's, of course, your interactions with your customers, your challenge with your coaches. Write out in full detail your day, every single detail of what it's like and how each of those moments feels to you. I want you guys, I'm serious, write it out, even if it's a whole page. I want you guys to write that out. That's creating a vision for your life. And you can get there, okay? You can get there. The only thing that will ever hold you back is your mind. It's not that if I'm not good at sponsoring coaches, or I'm not good at hitting success club, or I suck at running challenges. None of that is relevant. The mind is more powerful than you believe. When you can fully get to that place that you're going to write down, and you're not just going to write it down one time. Share it with your coach. Share it with Melanie. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your downline coaches. But most importantly, share it with yourself every single day. Every single day that you feel down or you're like, oh, my business isn't working or I'm upset, this is going to help you condition yourself back into the mentality that you need to be passionate enough and joyous enough and excited enough to talk to your customers in the right mindset. So, for example, if you're, let's say you're an hour into your work and you're like, oh, this feels routine, this feels like a job, you better stop and read that purpose. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your day? Like, imagine that. Put yourself in that position of what that day is going to feel like. Because I can tell you, you can make all the money in the world eventually with this business, and you're not successful unless you can control your time and know what success is to you. And success isn't money. Success is being happy and joyous in every interaction that you take, every interaction that you make with your family, with the people those around you. So that's why I want you guys to write this purpose, because when you can become clear in your purpose and your vision for your life, which that activity is going to help you do, and you read that every single day before you do, get yourself in that mindset. Condition your mind to believe that that's where you're going. Then you're going to be disciplined and consistent in your daily activities. Then you're going to take that mentality and that mindset, and you're going to take that into your daily activities. Then you're not just going through the activities like, oh, okay, I talked to two people, I read my personal development, I did my challenge group, I did my coach group, I wrote my blog, or I made my YouTube video, I posted on my wall, on my like page 5 times a day. If you're just doing daily activities like that, that's not going to take you anywhere. You have to do it with the right mindset and a clear vision of where you're going. Because the cool thing about goals is if you focus on your vision and your personal development, you're gonna get, you can achieve your goal once you believe it. But you have to 100% believe that, and you can achieve your vision, you can achieve your goal, anything you set your mind to. I can guarantee you that. But the thing is yes, you have to have goals. You have to have successful goals for months. You have to have rank goals. That's all important. But you got to have a bigger picture. You got to have a vision and a purpose. And when you do that and you focus on your personal development, cool thing about that is if you just focus on your goals, sometimes you're going to hit your goals, sometimes you're not. The thing about that, you hit them, you're excited, you miss them, you're frustrated with your life, you're frustrated with your business, you're frustrated with, and you forget your purpose. But if you focus on your goal, you have your goals, but you focus your goals more on your own personal development, you're always going to grow personal development. You're always going to grow with your personal development, and you're going to hit your goals because you grew as a person. I'm going for a Millionaire Club by by Summit, and it's not just have $1 million. You have to tie purpose to each goal, but it's because I know what kind of person I have to become to lead a team that creates a commission of $1 million. So tie purpose to every single goal. Set your goals more on personal development. Like set your goals on Success Club, yes. Set your goals on rank advancement, yes. But set your higher goals on personal development. And when you get those goals and you aim for those goals, you get the other goals as a fact that you're growing as a person. So remember that every single day. And when you have goals like Success Club, like Melanie's in number 2 in the company because you guys hit Success Club. Because your guys' team volume grows. Because you guys make sales. Those are all important. She has the goal of being number 2 coach. So she has that goal, but I can guarantee she has a purpose tied to a purpose way beyond that. So remember that as you set your goals, tie purpose to you. When you hit, let's say you have a goal of Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, don't just make it a goal on points. Tie purpose to that goal. For example, when I teach my coaches, they hit Success Club 5. That's six points. That's 3 challenge packs. Tie purpose to that challenge pack. What does a challenge pack mean? Teach your coaches what a challenge pack means. It's not just a sale and a commission and a couple points. It means that somebody has the tools to change their life, whether physically or financially, emotionally, depending on what that person's goal is. And you gave them the opportunity to make that change. And you have the opportunity and the blessing to show them how to do it by your example. And this whole topic is on leadership. And I'll end you guys on this one thing. I don't have this on my little notes here, but this is a leadership call. I know there's brand new coaches on there, so it's a little bit above and beyond. But what I want you guys to know is that in this business, everything we've talked about, you've got to apply it with joy, happiness, passion every single day. But one thing that you need to know is that you cannot do it for somebody. Don't kill yourself thinking that you have the control to drag somebody to make a change in their life. Your job is to make a connection with them, find out their struggle, share a story, make the invite, sponsor them, coaches or a customer, and give them the tools to succeed and show them by example. I see too many coaches spend too much time trying to drag people when what they need to do is lead people by example, hold them accountable. And I use the example that I learned from one of my mentors is, and I'm not saying your challengers or your coaches are cows, but pretend you're a rancher and you have 1,000 cows that you need to feed, and you bring your truck every single day, your water truck, your truck full of hay bales. What I see too many coaches doing is they either carry those 500-pound hay bales out to every single coach, or they set the hay bales down, they go out and they pick up the cow and they carry him back to the hay to feed them. If you do that, you're going to wear yourself out. It's going to feel like a job, and it's not going to be fulfilling, and you're going to not love your job. So make sure that when you do this, as you build your business, we got a rancher on there. When you do this, that you let your customers and coaches know where they find the information, know where they find the inspiration, know where to ask questions, and that you just do your job, where I say you be the best damn coach that you can be, and you bring them the inspiration every single day, you bring them the example every single day, and you let them know where they come to get that. If you do that, you're going to live a very fulfilling life as a leader. And it's great to be a leader, but a leader doesn't just create a bunch of followers that are out there and you're trying to drag them to do everything. A great leader creates other leaders. A great leader creates vision in their life. And remember the thing I shared with you guys. As you become better, that personal development is what's going to help you become a leader. I can't even recommend a book to be like, hey, this book will help you become a leader, because every single time that you pick up personal development and you become better, you're giving the opportunity for others around you to be inspired and to become better. And that's from John C. Maxwell. Yeah, he says, as you become better, the people around you become better. So I'm going to tell you guys, I've gone over, and I'm going to leave it with this for you guys. And I have this quote on my thing. It has to do with the same thing with what I just shared about ranchers. Lighthouses don't go running all over an island looking for boats to save. They just stand there shining. So I'm challenging you guys to do this activity that I shared with you guys. Write out your day in full detail. How you slept, how you woke up, every interaction with family, friends, spouse, kids, your daily interactions with everyone you come into. Write out your day, like the most successful day ever. If it includes dropping $3,000 in your bank account a day, heck, put it on there. If it doesn't include money at all, that's fine as well. Full detail on what a successful day means to you. And then every single day when you wake up, you read that and you do your personal development. And you condition your mind to believe that that's where you're going. When you do that, that's going to bleed through in your conversations. It's going to bleed through in your YouTube videos you make. It's going to bleed through in the posts that you make. It's going to bleed through in the conversations you have with your coaches. And that is all I do. So I'm just sharing with that with you guys, and just know that I believe in you guys, because if this guy that struggled with self-esteem and had drug problems and overcame that, and is a dad that works his business and with 4 kids and has great balance in my relationship with my wife, with my kids, and running a team this big. If I can do this from the path that I came from, you can do this as well. So my challenge to you is to do it. To just go out and do it. And I thank you guys, and I honor you guys for being on this call, because I know it's late. And so thank you guys for making the time to come listen to me tonight. So I'm gonna pass it back to you, Miss Melody.
I don't even have anything to say. That was fabulous. You did an awesome, awesome job, Scotty. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your evening to do something for my team, which in no way benefits you, and that just says so much about your character and who you are as an individual. And yes, I look up to you very much so for your balance in your life. And yes, I aspire to be that same way also. The one thing that stuck out to me is that passion part of it and just being excited about life. I didn't know where I was going when I started as a coach. I just knew that I wanted to help people. And the whole thing, you have to, your income is a direct reflection on the lives that you change is so true. Just focusing every day, no matter what, on how you can add value to other people, and the rest will just happen. And the consistency and the discipline and the passion, and you're right, it all stems from personal development. So thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. I will post this recording for everybody to share with the rest of their team. And have a fabulous week. And again, thank you, Scotty, for being on the call. If you have any questions, you can type them below. Otherwise, have a fabulous evening. Awesome job, Scotty. Thank you. You're welcome. That's very inspiring. You can definitely see his preacher personality coming through. You do. You can really hear your passion in your voice when you talk. I love it. All right. Have a good night. I'll end the call and I'll talk to you all later.